What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is The Punisher, Season 1, Episode 2, Two Dead Men. So, we learn a little bit more about, I guess, what this season is truly going to be about in this episode. There's this guy, his name's Lieberman. He's been looking for Frank. He's the one that we saw at the end of last episode, who had the gate detection or whatever. And so, we're learning a bit more about him. Frank goes to Karen for some help because apparently she has resources, of course, but she does manage to find some information about a guy who was claiming that there was something going on but didn't have the right proof, evidence for it, and so he was just kind of pushed to the side. So she gives Castle this information, and so he's trying to track him down, and it's pretty much what this episode is. It's just kind of a game of cat and mouse between Frank and Lieberman. He does end up going to, I don't remember who the guy is, but he was a total douchebag in these first two episodes to the girl cop, Dinah, I think is her name. Don't remember how what his position is, though. Like, I remember he's in charge. He's shutting her down in both of these episodes. She's trying to look into this informant for the U.S. that was killed overseas, and she's pretty sure there's something wrong there. There's something dirty going on, and I didn't even talk about this in the first episode because it was just kind of a small little scene. But she wants to look into this, and her boss is just pretty much shutting her down. Well, in this episode, we see Frank goes to question him, and when he sees it's Frank, it's just moment of realization, oh, you're still alive. So clearly they know each other somehow, probably had something to do with the people that Frank was with overseas whenever he was in the military and stuff and doing whatever they were doing over there. And so I kind of feel like that's going to be what the story is going to be this season, is talking about what happened over there, their unit and the stuff they did, the illegal stuff they did probably, and just exposing that and the fact that people are trying to keep that truth from being exposed. So I think this is just the start of it, trying to track down Lieberman. It is still a little bit vague and confusing at the moment, so it's tough for me to get a handle on what exactly is happening, and some of the stuff they're talking about kind of feels like they're being vague on purpose, so we don't truly understand what's going on, but it will probably be explained later. I assume there'll probably be some sort of flashback episode in the near future explaining to us exactly what happened with this unit and how all of this stuff sort of got set into motion. But I will talk about Dinah for a second because we see her. She's trying to get some more information about what happened. This American informant that was apparently killed. She promised him when she was over there in Afghanistan that he would be safe. And so to learn that he was killed and possibly by our own people, she feels like she needs to bring justice to his killers. So that's what she's trying to do right now. But like I said, her boss just constantly shutting her down. He does not want her to look into it, and I think it's probably he has something to do with it, most likely. But Frank ends up killing him after the interrogation, which I will say was a very good interrogation scene because at the end of it all, after it's all said and done, you know exactly what happened. They had a little fight, and then Frank knocks him out and ties him up to a chair. And he's questioning him, and of course he's not answering. And he's even talking about how torture doesn't work. The information they give you is going to be suspect no matter what. And so what Frank does, he questions him, shoots him in the leg, and then after a little bit, he knows that he's getting free with his hands, and so he gets close enough to him. So he grabs a gun and then knocks him down. Stands up, takes off the mask, sees it's Frank, and then feels like he's got the upper hand, and then he's about to kill Frank. And so in that moment, he feels like, well, since you're about to die, sure, I'll give you the information you want, just to realize that he only had one bullet in the gun and used it on his knee. And it's so clever because it's psychological. Thinking about that, you shoot him in the knee, he's thinking, okay, I need to get that gun because it's a weapon. So when he grabs it, he doesn't realize there are no more bullets. There was only one bullet in there to begin with. I love the psychological aspect of it. It's very clever. They don't feel the need to explain it or anything. You just, no more bullets, asshole, and that's it. And that's all you really need. So I really, really enjoyed that scene. It was very well done, very clever. Great setup as well. So all of this, is sort of, it's not connected yet. I feel like eventually it will all sort of come full circle and everybody will meet these two different sides of the case. But anyway, we see Frank in his quest to find Lieberman. He goes to his house, which apparently he's got hidden cameras set up everywhere in his house. And on top of that, as we saw in the first episode, he's able to tap into some security feeds and some tape stuff like that. But yeah, so Frank goes to his house and is there with his wife, and he gets hit by her car and then goes into his house so he can sort of, check it out a little bit, get close to him. So that way later on when he's threatening his wife, it's almost like, he has to do what he says. He can't just say, whatever, I don't want to work with you anymore, because Frank knows where his wife is and knows where his kids live. So you can kind of see, once again, sort of the psychological aspect of it. You really are in a no-win position now. Frank has figured you out. He knows where your family is. Now you sort of have to keep him under check, or else things could go bad really fast. But we see, finally, Frank has the upper hand, so he's like, all right, I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna do this. So he calls him and says, be at such and such an area. You have an hour. And then calls him when he gets there, be at such and such area, you have 2 hours. And just keeps making him drive everywhere until finally he has him go to this one place where Frank's military buddy, the one that does the AA meetings, I think that was him there. I'm pretty sure it was. But he meets him there in this cemetery and tells him, look, he doesn't want to work with you. He doesn't like what you're selling, so see you later. And pretty much just leaves him. I'm like, that was way too easy. Sure enough, he drives back to his little secret base where he's been operating out of. All of a sudden, the trunk of his car pops open, and out walks Frank. And just walks up to him. He's like, of course. And then all of a sudden, you just see Frank start winding up. He's like, no, no, no. And then knocks him out. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what Frank's plan is. I don't know if he just plans to question him, or I honestly don't know what's going to happen next. Lieberman seems like he's probably a good guy. He's not necessarily like a good moral guy, but he is one of the good guys that you can trust, I think. At least that's how it seems. It seems like he wants Frank's help because he feels like his life is in danger as well. He even says at one point, I'm another dead man like you. So I think they're probably going to play it more like he needs Frank's help. He's just not doing it in a very smart way. But yeah, I'll be very interested to see where they're going to take this next. What's going to happen with Frank, what's going to happen with Dinah, what's going to happen with Karen. All these little pieces, all these little cogs are moving in the big machine that is this season. And pretty much like most of the Netflix shows that Marvel's had, it feels like they're slowly building the story. They're giving us piece by piece every piece of the puzzle, every part of the puzzle, and it's just slowly revealing the bigger picture. And at some point, the big picture will finally be revealed, and that's when the season will really take off. And that's what I can't wait for. Probably be around episode 4 or 5 that it really hits that high point, and you're just like, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. But until then, I'm still loving these little slow moments, sort of the slow build up to what will be the big reveal. And that's one of the things that Marvel Netflix shows have done well so far, and I assume they're going to be doing it here too. So really looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys are too. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on this episode? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe. Future Netflix or Marvel Punisher reviews. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.